Welcome back. Got some good news. If you've all been watching, you know that we've been looking for our flathead, Ford flathead motor and our transmission. This is not it, but the other thing was a seat. My goal was to find a vintage seat. Obviously, I can't afford like a Mustang seat, one of the Bombers or something like that. But my preference was to find a good one from 30s, 40s, something like that, a trainer seat, something like that. Otherwise, I was going to build one. That was my options. I didn't want to buy one from somebody else. I either could find one or make one. So found one, but kind of both best of both worlds. Man, can't even talk. Found a seat, but I have to do some stuff to it. Let me show you. Well, this guy packed this really well. Geez, oh Pete. Dang. All right, I might be able to get it out now. Let's see. Hold all comments till I get it out to show you. Oh, that's super light. Ta-da! Look at there. Let me move this out of the way. Okay. Our seat should go somewhere probably a little farther back than that because of our brace, but I have plenty of height. We can get that down pretty low. So the plan is, I'm going to show you all the sides. Looks pretty good. I mean, like literally like super light. That's crazy. What we're going to do, we've got these bars around here. We're going to end up taking all these bolts off. Some of that's kind of crunchy, so we'll make some new type of mounts or something. But I ordered some leather. I think it's like 1 3/4 strips, kind of like a thick belt type of stuff. It's distressed leather. I think we're going to do like a what am I saying, man? I don't even know. I'll show you. A weave. There we go. Kind of like this down here on the bottom. We're going to do it with a distressed leather. I don't think I'm going to use the back braces or the back pillows or anything like that, but we're going to do something like that kind of pattern with some leather. We are going to strip all this green paint off and see what we have to do. Here we are up close. You can kind of see, it's a little rough from spots, but overall 90 whatever percent of this thing looks pretty good, which is mainly the backs and the sides that I wanted. If this stuff doesn't work down through here, I can get some more metal and piece it in with that. But yeah, I think we're going to have a pretty good looking seat, and I get to kind of make it custom from how I want it, but I still have a authentic type seat. So I guess first step, we're going to get all the hardware off, and then we'll put some stripper on it and let that sit and get some of this green off of here. Well, first step, some of these are rusted out pretty bad. We're just going to spray everything, probably let it sit overnight, and come back tomorrow. Ooh, man, that's a lot. And see if we can get these off. I don't know if we're going to reuse this hardware or these little clamps. I don't think so. I think I'm just going to wrap the leather around it. And I got some grommets and I got some leather hardware and stuff, kind of a brass color that'll match with the other hardware we got on the belly tank. And you usually have legs on it, piers. These are cut off, so I end up cutting those smooth and go from there. But I see a little bit of work we need to do, but the majority of our main seat frame is just fine. I'm not worried about this. I can extend it back a little bit. Not a big deal. So let this soak, and we'll break all these off tomorrow. Well, do you want to guess how many is going to break? I'm guessing at least half. Which one's hooked? A lot of these are just broken. I don't know if that's... Come on, you're there. There we go. Well, you can obviously see we have a little damage. I think we're just going to cut all this straight off. Oh, don't go away. We'll end up cutting off this line here. I think we're going to use some angle and bolt it to the sides through here, and then we'll weld some other plates on and stuff like that. But you get all this little junk out of here and get it all cleaned up, and then go ahead and start making some of our brackets. So we made our marks. I know a little muffled, so I have to put all this crap back on. I made nice straight edges all the way around the corners, so I'm going to cut out the bad sections. Got all of our bad bits cut out and got it squared up. So our next step, we're going to take this 1-inch angle and we're going to end up cutting us a piece here, and we'll end up rounding this off here so it fits this curvature just fine. We'll end up putting by 4, 5, 6 holes through here that'll bolt it to this, and then the bottom section will have our mounting bolts for our clamps that we took off the other day. So we'll do that on both sides. The back will get a flat piece, kind of sandwich it together, and then we'll have to do our regular tubular frame. So we just cut this to length. You can kind of see for the front edge, I did a bevel, which will match this curve right through there. And then on the back side, just kind of round it off to meet our other plate. Not much, but it's just subtle enough. So the plan is to slide it into there. It's going to fit right into that. And then we'll go ahead and we'll bolt that to that. I'm going to go ahead and cut the other side to match this. And then we'll work on the sandwich in the middle. And then we'll work on doing all our holes at the same time. We got both angles cut. We got this side clamped in here. We got our holes drilled. So we're going to go ahead and drill through each of these and then put our hardware in, knock out the other side, and then we'll figure out our little sandwich plate there. So at least on the inside, it'll have finished looks. All of our other hardware that we're using for the seat strapping, everything is kind of this brass color and stuff like that. Same thing with the grommets. So I'm going to get this side knocked out. All right, so both sides are put on. We went and made our brackets for the back. We have the underside piece kind of put it in the vise and beat the living bejesus out of it. It got me a little crimp, just needed a bit. I got some holes in that, and then we got our top plate. So I'll go ahead and get these in, and then we're pretty much ready to lay out our bolt holes on the bottom and for our brackets for the tube frame that we got to build underneath. But go ahead and get this in first. Now I haven't put this together yet, so we're going to see if this will work. And then if you look right here at our little joint, right here, we're going to end up welding this. That's going to stiffen everything up quite a bit, but we'll probably wait to pull the welder out when we get the get ready to do all of our tubing and stuff like that. Oh Lord, here you go. Hello, man. Everybody's out and about today. See how these holes line up here. Hey. So this is going to stiffen this up quite a bit, and then our brackets are soaking. They've been in there a little over 24 hours now, so we'll probably have to try to clean those up tomorrow or so. Try to get all the rust off of them, and then we're going to start working on our support frame. Do you see our bottom support? Kind of see our little angle we have there. This will get welded up. Same for that side, and then again we'll get welded here. This is support, and then we'll have our holes that our webbing is going to get bolted to for that. That'll support the bottom section. I think that's going to stiffen up really good. Once we get all this paint off, I think this brass hardware is really going to make it pop. And then this will just get brushed, and then just a flat clear coat on that, kind of blend in with the seat. Well, we got all of our little brackets cleaned and put back up. I'm trying to mock this up so I can get the rods in and everything for tomorrow. Miter the corners, get all that welded up so we have our base plates kind of welded up. We're using brass hardware, and then we have our clips, and then I'm using just some spare nuts I had around. I had quite a bit of these, so those are going to be our standoffs to give room for the leather strap to go around and back onto itself. So we'll see how that works here in a second. Make sure all these line up, hopefully, because that would suck. But it should line up. And we get the base in, should be good to go. Let me get these finger tight here. So we got a rod. Let's see how we fit here. Go. So then we're not going to crank these up yet. We'll just get them finger tight so it works a little better. So we have our hardware, we have our spacer, and then our clamp to our tube. So if that gap right there gives us perfect amount for our leather straps to go through, around, and then they'll be cinched back to themselves. So then, yeah, we'll miter these corners here, and then all these get the same little brackets all the way around, and then we'll make us a rod that goes through the front that'll have those clips on it too. Or actually, that won't even have the clips on it. That'll just be the rod for the leather straps to go around. Yeah, that's going to work great. And if you look at it, we're kind of whoop. So we'll get our measurement down here once we get our tube and stuff cut. And whatever this one is, we're going to do the same up here, and we'll just squeeze them together. Once we get the rest of this done and welded up, we'll take everything off, and then we'll strip the actual seat. It has or what I'm going to use as my seatbelt harness kind of spot there, so it didn't fall down. I'm going to make another one for this side. These two brackets will get cut off. I don't know what those are for, but I don't need them. Whew, damn. I also bought some seat slide adjusters that the plan is to, if we have enough room, we'll get this on some slides so I can make it fit just perfect for me. But you know, if somebody's a little taller or shorter, we can give them a little bit of play leeway. Man, it's time to go in. It's been a long day. So they can adjust the seats. That's the plan. If we don't have room, then we'll just hard mount it. But we have enough movement in the seats that we should be fine. So I'm pleased with this so far. This stiffened it up. The work that I've already done with this metal, it's really stiffened it up. So this is gonna be cool once I get this tube cut in and all that. But man, I'm loving it. This is cool. I'm really excited. Well, we got our two side struts cut. I have to get the two sides in before I can get the bottom measurement, but I think we should be all right. It's pretty close to that one. So I'm going to measure the bottom because I know the top's sprayed out or flared out a little bit. So once we get that, we'll just cut two of them like that. We should be good to go. 17 3/4. How are we there? Yeah, let's do 17 3/4. Let me just see how that looks. Actually, almost needs to. I think I'm going to cut it at 18, and then I can trim some off. I think that's the smart thing to do. Lift you up a little bit. Right, we don't need you right now. Let's meet up perfectly. Would be nice. Okay, so we can bring that one up. Hey, get off that. A little too short. A little too short. I don't think it's going anywhere. Let's get this one down. Oh, heck yeah. All right. This is what we're going for. That one. And that one. So we're just going to go ahead and cut another on this piece. This will be the top. We're just going to cut a 45 right at the end like we did this one. And you can kind of see how it flares. So we'll get everything kind of strapped together, and then we can get that welded up. And that's going to be the majority of our seat frame. But man, that's a good looking fit. I like it. All right. All right, let me get this other one cut. Got our other 18-inch piece cut with the 45s. And so I guess we need to measure the bottom 15 and a half. At the top, we're 16 and a half. So we're an inch out. So take our Turatech straps. I'm telling you, if y'all don't have these, get them. They come in handy like crazy. All right, let's see. We get you a little bit higher here. Right there is good. We'll go there. Make sure we're the same here. Oh, so that pulled that into 15 3/8. And that's 15. Well, how is that possible? Oh, yeah, it did rack it a little bit, didn't it? Hmm. 15 and a half. All right, 15 3/8 is perfect. So I guess the next step, we'll get this whole thing tacked up, all these four corners, and we got our piece down here, our other seat plate on both sides, and that should be square. And then I think we're going to take it apart, sand up all the metal, put a flat clear coat on it, and then we're going to start stripping the seat, because our leather pieces or straps, they should be here Monday or Tuesday. So hopefully we can get that knocked out so the video will come out on Friday like always. But heck yeah, we're getting close. So, all right, pull out the welder. Oh, burned it. Dang it, I left it on too long. I forgot to turn the welder down. Son of a bitch. Well, there's a lesson. Burned a hole because I forgot to turn the welder down. Amazing. And the wind. Dang on it. Man, that sucks. I can fix it though. I think the wind's getting me, so I'm going to go ahead. It should be tacked enough. I'm going to take it apart so I can just weld this separate from this. See if that works. Kinds of good stuff you can use. So once we weld it, you won't be able to tell it. Down, you won't ever be able to see that. So, all right, well, we got everything off and welded up. Here's where our big blowout was. See, can't even tell it now. This will be the top part. I just got it all back in there kind of loosely just to make sure it didn't rack or anything, but it went back together really easily. So what I'm going to do now is take all the metal off so I can clean it up and I can clear all the metal, and then I'm going to start stripping this. Then I'll be able to do my straps and all that just on that once we get everything ready. So yeah, I think that turned out really good. Good thing about metal, you make a mistake, it's pretty easy to fix. All right. We have a seatbelt harness or strap or retainer or whatever on this one side, but ow, just ran into the vise. Ow. This side doesn't have one. So the plan is I'm going to cut this one off, and then I made 2 brackets that I'm going to bend, and that's what we're going to use for both sides, and we'll bolt them in with some little brass hardware. But I think instead of having 2 mismatched, we'll just make our own. All right, we're putting some of the citrus stripper gel remover on this thing to see if this is going to work. I put a little bit on a minute ago, but I don't know how well it's going to be working here. But we'll see. Worst case, we can put a sander on it, but I thought this might be a little bit easier than trying to sand all these grooves. goes. I'm sure this is going to be, oh, hey. Well, that got off some paint. Getting some of the top layer paint, but I think that's going to be a pain in the butt. All right, well, you can kind of see it's gross green something now, kind of like the tank was when we started stripping that. So we're going to go back with the old mineral spirits and the Scotch Brite and see if we can get some of this stuff off, or if we're going to have to figure out another option. You can feel it's really caked on there, though, man. This isn't going to be seen anyway down here, but thought I'd try it here just in case it messed up. I can hide it. I really don't want to use a wire wheel on it. If I could use like a sander, but there's so many contours to this thing, I don't know how that would work out. So, I mean, you can obviously see the difference, right? Or are you in the dark? I can't tell because the sun's killing me. There you go. So now, this everywhere else. Here's the sides and the back stripped to that nasty green, and then part I haven't done, so you can see a huge difference. I think it's going to turn out really, really good. So more stripping. Yeah, I like that a lot. Welcome to Craft Corner. I guess we're going to start making these straps. I made one last night just to kind of see how it would go. And kind of see we have this nice distressed leather. Plan is it's going to wrap around and then bolt to itself. We got these little pieces of hardware here, so this one fit well. I'm going to go ahead and make 4 more or 3 more for this side, and then we'll measure what our side is over here, and we'll do the ones for that, and then we'll do our work on our weave, and then the last bit is we're going to figure out where our grommet placing goes. So I'm not going to show making all these because it's really boring, but I'll be back in a minute and we'll put 4 of them in here. one side is on. This would be the front section here. I think it looks pretty cool. Next section we'll attach, and we'll have to weave them through to get where we need to go. And then we'll get our measurements here, and then we'll put our grommets where we need to go. So next step, we got 4 more to cut. So I'll get that measured, get those cut, and get ready to install them. Well, that's a chore. My fingertips are killing me from trying to squeeze this together. We got the weave in. I'm going to take the bracket, lay it on here to get these adjusted where they need to be, so that I can figure out where our holes are for our grommets. I think I still need to do that so it doesn't look so much like a weaved basket. So this next step, I'm going to line it up. We put our bottom mount on, got everything centered up where it needs to go, got them all adjusted. If you look close, you can see these little black dots all on the high pieces of the leather, not underneath. So that's where each one of the grommets is going to go, kind of like that picture. I think it'll look pretty good. There's our sample. So that'll be kind of in like that. I think that'll tie it together really good. It's just going to be a pain in the butt. I'm going to try to do it on the frame, because all these were pretty hard to get on. My finger are hurting. I know, complaining, but still. So now we're going to punch out these holes and start doing the grommets. Well, to punch the holes out, since it was 1/2 inch, I have just a gasket maker set. So I just used a 1/2 inch punch on that. And then for the grommets, just the size grommet tool, whatever you want to call it. Super easy to use once you figure out the pressure of it. I got that pretty close to where it needs to go. I think that looks freaking awesome. I guess now I'm going to mount that back to the frame. And then last step is really put it on the actual seat. But I think these grommets really set it off. So, whew. Well, we're at that point of wrapping this seat up finally. Let's get that popped into there. Whew, man, I'm tired. Oh, son of a bitch. All right, let's get a few things in first. Well, the seat is pretty much done. I still have the other one to put on. I have to go get some more hardware. I don't have enough to put the other side on, but heck yeah, man, I think this looks really good. Let's see if I can get you over here to look at it. So what do you think? I think it turned out really, really good. I'm really pleased with it. I'll get this side. Now that the seat's done, what's one thing we need? A harness. Not sure how I found them, but I went online and I ended up finding a company called Riggers Depot. They make vintage World War II harnesses, parachutes, rigger bags, all kinds of stuff. I mean, it's literally crazy and it looks amazing. They've done films, a lot of the parts and stuff for the Unbroken. What was the new one? Midway was another one they did stuff for. And they just recently did the Masters of Air. If you've ever seen that movie, kind of like Band of Brothers type thing, but their craftsmanship is just amazing. I thought it was a long shot, but I reached out to them because they had a whole bunch of different types of harnesses, but they had one I liked. It was A4. Reached out to them, told them what I was doing, and they said they could make one no problem, but wanted to know if I wanted it a little customized. Threw out a lot of suggestions, showed me a lot of pictures. This was last Friday, let me tell you that. I agreed to everything, thought it would look awesome, said go ahead and do it, and it showed up the next Friday, a week for a custom harness. Check this bad boy out. I'll put some more pictures at the end of the video so you can see it, but the detail to this thing is just crazy. I mean, look at this. That's how it's going to go. All this stuff is just amazing. I mean, it's even down to, I got like part numbers and stuff stamped on this. I'll show you this. So this is actually right side up so you can read it, but when you're wearing it, it's actually like this, so you know how to take it off. But I mean, these things, I mean, this is just awesome. I can't wait to get this in to see what it actually looks like. But I'll lay it out and get some better pictures and show you, and then eventually it'll mount for our seat for us. But yeah, if you want a harness, something like that, or even if you don't want one, check out their website. I'll put their business card, everything like that. But amazing customer service, super quick turnaround, and I couldn't be more impressed with this instead of just an off-the-shelf belt or something from like Summit or Jags or something that wouldn't fit. I mean, this fits the air of what we're going for, and I mean, I'm extremely excited about this. So check them out. I'll put some more pictures at the end so you can kind of see it, some up close shots. But I think this is going to really set this tank off. I think we got the best of both worlds, being able to find an authentic vintage seat and being able to do our little twists and stuff to it. I think it's come a long way. I think it looks really good. I can't wait to get it in the tank, but that's not going to be today. We have to get the motor and all that kind of stuff in first so we can figure out where our firewall is going to be. But man, I like it. I'm glad it's done. My hands are killing from that leather work, so you all that do leather work, good on you, because I'm not really that experienced in it, but I think it turned out really well. Oh man, I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, say this quite a bit, but the analytics that YouTube sends me, the majority of you all that are watching this, 80% or so, are subscribed to the channel. If you do like what you're seeing, please hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything, and it helps my numbers greatly. They pull the analytics to throw the videos out to other people for recommendations. So also, if you would, share the video. If you enjoyed it, comment, like, whatever. It's greatly appreciated. I do appreciate you all coming back to watch. More to come. This weekend is actually the Kentuckiana swap meet, or Kentuckiana, I don't know. Big swap meet in Louisville, Kentucky. It's the biggest one in the United States. So hopefully I can find some good stuff there that we can use on this, maybe an engine, something like that. Fingers crossed, I don't know. But anyway, I appreciate it, and see you on the next video. Have a good one.